start the recording. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. So today I wanted to chat to you guys and girls about just a very quick moment dedicated to mindset. Won't take much, but I just wanted to just make a quick point as we make our way well and truly into the bull market. There's really two types of traders that you need to know who you are. There's two types. There's an investor that has a long-term vision, thinks today for 2026, 2027, and then there's a trader, and that's short-term gains. So we take trades, and you can be both. There's no right or wrong here. We can be both. I personally am an investor and I'm a trader, and in my investment decisions that I make on a daily basis, I don't stress about it, or what the price of the asset that I decide to invest in is going to be tomorrow, but I do care about it when I do trade. So with that out of the way, I just wanted to make just a quick point. So that when we look at where we are next, I want you guys and girls to take a very quick peek at the time frame that I'll be looking at. So I'm looking at a weekly to start with, and I'm going to cruise through this as quick as I can, but let's have a look at the quickly, and I'm going to hide all the drawings, and I'm going to try to really keep the chart nice and clean. So we are on a very high time frame here on a weekly, and we always start with the dollar. So the dollar gives us a good indication as to where obviously the economy is going. We can see that we talk about it every week. So we sweep this equal highs up here, right here, and we're probably going to head up, by the looks of it, somewhere in this vicinity, right? So it looks like we're making a nice big W, or you can call it a nice harmonic of sorts. So, but mostly where you can see this zigzag sideways, and this is what's called consolidation. So if it goes up or down, we'll have to see. So it can be distribution or accumulation depending on which way it goes, but for now we're just basically just chilling at this level. Now with that out of the way, I want to do a very quick comparison between the main three. Actually, as of yesterday, these are not the main three anymore. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are the main three. Solana's number 4 now, but we'll give it a pass for tonight. Let's have a look at these three and take a look at the shape of a chart. And I like to talk about shapes, just the way the chart has been drawing itself. So obviously, make new all-time high. We all know that. Solana made new all-time high. Yes, we all know that too. Now take a look at where Ethereum is sitting on a weekly. Now there's nothing wrong with Ethereum. Ethereum is not broken. Ethereum wasn't hacked. Ethereum is not, there's nothing wrong with it. The project is very much alive. There's big institutional money that are in Ethereum. So take this approach, I guess, more from an investor standpoint than a trader, and just look at the comparison chart. Look, we're making an all-time high with Bitcoin. We're making an all-time high with Solana. Is it fair to say, do you think, that Ethereum is going to make an all-time high soon? Put it in the chat. I think it's fair, personally, but love to know what you guys think, and if you have different reasons, I'd love to know why. But to me, personally, I'm expecting this all-time high to happen, and we're sitting at 3,700. 4,800 is the all-time high. There's no reason why we shouldn't get there. So that's just a nice little comparison to put things a little bit in perspective, I think, when it comes to where we are in the market, what projects might run. And the reason why I do this comparison is because behind these three, there's a whole ecosystem, with Bitcoin being probably the one that has the less ecosystem behind it, only has a handful of layer 2, and we covered them before, like Stacks being the number 1. Solana's got a ton of DeFi projects now and a ton of different things, but that's right. If it doesn't happen this time, it's like surely the ETF is going to push Ethereum higher. But what I was going to say is Ethereum has probably the most DeFi projects behind it, the most money when it comes to being TVL, money locked in. So it's just natural. There's an ETF happening along the way. Yes, there is ETFs for Sol and now XRP as well, but regardless, I very much think we are going to make an all-time high. And to be honest, I think we're going to make more than an all-time high. If we take a very nice quick extension, now the drawings are going to come back. So I'm expecting at least 5,200 to 5.6 Ethereum this run around, this cycle. So that's kind of where we are with the main tree. So I just wanted to quickly run through those because I think it's important to have a bit of a macro perspective. Now, let's talk about the other projects that we looked at, and I'm happy to now just bring the drawings back in because there is something that I wanted to show you, which is how some indicators, and I'm not a fan of indicators as some of you may know, but some of them are useful, especially when it comes to a pivotal time in the market like we are now, which is a bull market. And there's this one here, it's called the pi indicator, the pi cycle. So pi, for those who don't know, it's just a mathematical number, 3.14 and a whole bunch of other things. But some mathematician figured out that Bitcoin was following a pi cycle, and it's pretty damn accurate if you look at it. So basically, forecast the top, forecast the bottom. I think if you go down the 3-day or the weekly, actually forecast it. Yep, it forecasted the top again, forecasted the bottom. So it's a nice little indicator to just keep an eye on it. Like, obviously you don't want to take trade just based on that. But with the pi cycle, there's and that in mind, obviously mathematical equation, there's a few other projects that have been following pi pretty good, and one of them was the one that I just called Maker. Specifically on the BTC chart. So this is Maker against Bitcoin. And if you look on the weekly, I study charts. Like, that's what we do, right? Like, we don't just look at candles. Like, you have to see patterns repeating and being repeatable. Once a pattern repeats once, twice, thrice, then you know you've got something on your hands to work with. And the best thing to do is basically paper trading and go back in time. And if you do that, you can see this indicator. I tried it on different time frames, but I actually put it there myself. A little note, pi indicator. Just look it on the weekly. You can see how accurate it has been. After the pi goes off, boom, big push up. Pi goes up, pi goes up, and now this indicator just went off. So I did call this Maker trade on the chat. And another thing that I like to do is look at structure and how it may repeat itself. So market is basically a program these days. Like, there's massive algorithms that trade. There's no people like you and I just behind a computer. We're the vast minority. The vast majority of money is moved by computers, and with that there's algorithms. So if you can spot trends and if you can spot effectively patterns, you can repeat them. So this is just what I figured it could potentially happen with the Maker. And you can see we called it literally here, which it wasn't by far, it wasn't the best idea, right? Like, it's break a structure. Like, we could have called it here, but we didn't have enough confirmation. So there's a double bottom happening. I want to see a strong, and now we're on the daily, I want to see a strong break of structure. Once the candle, the daily candle, closes above, and it closes nicely above, you can see like it went up considerably higher, then I know that the market is strong. I know that I have enough confirmation behind me to go, okay, let's pull this trigger. And I am expecting some sort of retracement, potentially, not necessarily, but potentially some sort of retracement. So you can still take this trade if you see a retracement, but history shows that when Maker runs, it tends to really run. You can see anytime it just explodes up. So I pulled the trigger on that, and within like a day and a half, we're already, I think, 15-20% in profit. So not bad. And similarly, TAO BTC was another one. Now, I didn't use the pi indicator, so we can just simply get rid of that for now. So we keep the chart nice and clean. But let's go back to the beginning of the call. Time frame, weekly. Tell me in the chat, does this look like a bullish chart to you or not? I want to know. If you tell me yes, it's got potential to go up here. This is on a weekly, mind you, so we can go down in time frame and go on a 3-day. To me, this fits all the confirmations of a bull chart. So bullish chart came down here, held the lows, started making higher lows. You can see this was the low, then it started making this nice higher low, and then another higher low, and then explodes up, and guess what? Another higher low. So for me personally, this is a bullish chart. I see potential. The confirmation was here on the daily when I saw this again. Nice break of structure. You can actually extend it a little bit more. This was the real break of structure. I knew that that was the time. Did I take this trade? No, I did not. I missed it. Dang, I'm human. I missed a trade. What do? Do I take it up here? No, I don't. What I do, I take my fib from high to low, and I wait for 786 area, which, as you can see, is right here. Right, this was the area that I was interested in. So once I get there, I start looking at how the market reacts. I see a big push down. I see this massive candle up. Now, in many charts, and I think it's important to notice, and you can back test this on your own charts. Please do. Don't take everything I say by law. Please do go and back test. But in many charts, when you see a wick on a direction, there's often a run in the other direction. But again, if you test some of the charts, you can see that in this case, TAO Bitcoin doesn't necessarily follow that. So here it did, here it didn't. So I wasn't sure. It wasn't giving me enough confirmation. So I just waited. And then as soon as I said the retest, I took it. So that's how I came to the conclusion to take that trade. So what have we covered so far? Bitcoin, Solana making all-time high, Ethereum not making an all-time high, but very soon in my opinion. Let's talk about another one that I hope all these trades that we talk about, you guys take them, because you'll be up considerably if you did. So we're doing well. We're doing well. Like let's have a look at this. So this is EWT, Energy Web Token. I talked about it many times. I said it in the chat. I like to think about projects the same way I like to think about stocks. I'm not a huge meme trader by all means. I treat it as gambling. It's just pocket money, and if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. The bulk of my portfolio is made out of projects that I like and fit a certain criteria, which is they need to be either a good company, good sponsorship, good partnership, and a viable product. So Energy Web Token, I said it last time, I think it was last week, is one of the few crypto project where Warren Buffett is involved, which tells a lot. But again, at a, say, investor level, at an investor at an investor, I guess, mentality, do you see how much the risk to reward here is skewed towards a much higher reward than a risk? Like if this chart goes down, it might go down what, 50%, 60%, but if it goes up, what are we looking at? This is the beautiful thing about risk to reward. So once you start seeing risk to reward everywhere, you're in for a treat. Like if this trade plays off, I don't even have a stop loss there because this is on spot for me. But let's just say hypothetically I was to put a stop loss down here, right, beneath the low. Like we are looking at a 1 to 25 risk to reward. Is it going to get up there? I hope so. $9, that's my target. What if it doesn't? What if it gets to this high? Oh, it's a 1 to almost 8. Still not bad. Put it $100, take it 800 out. So start thinking in your trades. Is this a trade that I want to take as an investor, or is this a trade that I want to take as a trader? In other words, am I okay in letting this trade plays out for months or weeks? Like, look at the time frame. This is on a 3 day, so it's probably going to take, I don't know. I mean, unless it does a move like this, but even if it does, like this move was, let's take it like that. It's not going to do it, but this move would take us to June next year. It's a long time, right? Like it's, am I okay with price coming back to my entry eventually? Well, if I believe in the company, yes. But if you're a trader, different story. We need to be able to find those sniper entries, right? And that's what we do with FET, which is the next one. I've got a couple of requests down here as well, but FET was one of them. How do we take to the conclusion to take this sniper entry on FET? Well, first of all, always start with a high time frame, right? We always start with the weekly. So weekly, you can see big explosion up, retracement down in the 786. I'm interested. It's making a higher It's making this another push up, and then it fails to come back down. So to me, that's a beautiful harmonic playing out there. From there, I then go into lower time frame. I go into daily, and I look at points in the market that are of interest for me. And this area, I don't know if you guys see it, but these two black candle or bearish candle, for me, that's what's called an order block. You can see there's quite a lot of chop here, so there's quite a lot of volume, meaning that the market for all this time wasn't actually sure what it was going to do. It was just like, we're buying, we're selling, we're buying, we sell. It wasn't really sure. So in these kind of areas, there's a really high chance for the market to come back and revisit and close any potential orders that are still open, and sure enough, it did just that. So I marked up the area, and then you can see what the market on a 4 hour. So this is the consolidation that I was talking about earlier. In this case, is accumulation because we went up, but I didn't take it here. You can see, like, why did I not take it here? Because I want to see a retest. A retest gives me a greater probability trade. So I just wait for that. What does the algo think of fetch? Well, let's have a look. Actually, shout out to Mac. I didn't know you were on the live. Let's have a look. I've got it here. I've got this one. I cleaned it up a little bit on mine, Mac, so don't hate me. I just don't like lines. It's going fantastic. It's going fantastic. So, but I just don't like the lines. I tried to keep my chart as clean as possible. But yeah, I think that was it, right? Like, look at it. This is Mac's algo. You can see orange, good. TC. I think that's a good one. So I called it right there. But I do like to see a retest. That's what I'm saying. So do you know where the orange one is? It has to be enable the line. Yeah, it's we can do a live. Maybe we can take that offline later, but that's that one there. EMA of trend changes. That one there. I'll just leave it on there. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I guess it's yeah, it was saying buy, but we liked it because yeah, even without the lines, right? Like, it obviously algorithm, it's fantastic. It told us before that on a 4 hour, it was probably telling us right there, right? Like, it's orange there, nice trend up. But I took it purely because of this accumulation. So, and I wanted to see a retest, and we literally just sniped that entry like nothing else. So this is a trade that, yeah, that was really clean. It's a trade that's probably going to stay open for a while. I'm not going to close it. Like, I've got another one that actually I don't have it even here, but I think I'll just bring it up just for. This is a trade that I'm not going to even close for a while. This was a Filecoin trade that I just took. So I took it on the, what is that, on the 5th of November. So this is probably going to be a 1 to 30 or something silly. Like, it's right now is a 1 to 12. But yeah, these trades, basically, these are the trades where you let your runners run. Like on FET, if you're in fetch, just let it run. Chances are, yeah, might come down. Obviously, put your stop loss at break even, take profits along the way. You can see those take profits were there, so I like to dot them. The next one is going to get there. Once it gets there, take another 25% off, but just let it run, because the high, like the high of fetch, we're still quite far. There's no reasons for me again to think that we're not gonna likely, come back in the $3.40, and if you do that trade, becomes a 1 to 10, 1 to 11. So yeah, good stuff. And then I just want to quickly go through another pair that I suggested literally, I think it was yesterday or today. Inspect. Now, we know that everything has been booming. So we as traders, right, or investors, now we know it's a little bit late to take big positions. The big positions were what had to be taken down here, where Bitcoin was 15,000. Now it's, yeah, you can still double, you can still make gains, but you got to find pairs, and it is going to be riskier. So I've been scouting some pairs and companies as to what I think has got potential to run still, and Inspect is one of them. What it is basically a widget or a Google Chrome widget that lets you buy crypto, and it's specifically designed for Twitter or X. So it's pretty cool. If you go and look it up, just look up on CoinGecko, inspect, and just click on the website there. It's pretty cool. And the chart, you can see it's really bottomed out here. So that was the absolute peak of bottom, and now we still have pretty solid levels. And I look at this chart, and if this was a meme coin that I knew had a little bit of potential, I would buy it. I don't know about you guys and girls, but I would. It's bottoming up. It's basically consolidating here, so it's creating liquidity. And what I mean by creating liquidity is it's literally just like this channel here, right? Like you can see on the 4 hour, I'll make it a little bit bigger, but it's creating this kind of channel right here where it's money up here, money down here, money up here. And in my books, this was the liquidity trend that has already been taken out. I'll put it in this little orange circle for you guys to see. So now what's left? Well, if we already taken out the liquidity on the downside, well, it's only natural that we take the liquidity up on the upside. And there's a solid chance for me, just looking on the high time frame, that this chart will probably at least get back to here. Will it go back to here? I don't know. I hope so. But guess what? There's so much more room to grow. Like, again, risk to reward. Like, what am I risking? If I'm risking just a little money here and there, then I'm not mad if it goes to zero. But this is a spot play for me that, if I can, in this case, 110% to get up there, if I can double my money, well, sure, great, fantastic, and then I can put it back into Solana and other things, or ETH. But what if it does go back up here? Well, all of a sudden it's almost triple my money, right? Like, you can start to see, once you start thinking in risk to reward and managing your risk accordingly, this becomes a fun game. It doesn't have to be stressful. Like, trading the 1 minute chart on a meme coin 7 days a week, I don't know how some people do it. Like, it will give me a heart attack, and I'm not even 40 yet. So it's like, I like these kind of trades where I just let the market do its thing. I can go out and have a barbecue and just come back and look at the chart and say, yep, it's going good. Oh man, 1 minute meme coin chart shit. It's, some people are, I was doing the seconds. Like, if I do meme coin, like I'm doing the 15 seconds, I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm gonna lose my hair. This is not the trading that I want to be doing. I like trading. I don't want to hate trading. So personally, this is my style. But hey, each to your own. Let's have a look at what trades I think are setting up nicely. Like, I was short with pip this. What is it? I can't see the pair, Mac. I can see a screenshot, but not the pair. Position neutral. Gold line is where the price. Oh right, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I feel like we need to get you on live one day and just do a little one-on-one tutorial on your indicator. Like, let's tee it up. We'll take it offline. We'll chat to Greeny. Let's bring you up. I personally would like to learn more. But yeah, let's have a look at Pepe. We were short, and a good trader is not scared of flipping his buyers quickly. So we were short. We caught a short. I think we took TP2, and then I'm actually flipping bull now. The reason why I'm flipping bull is obviously we can see this nice equal lows, which it's where the market is basically creating liquidity. What do we look at? We look at this nice candle that comes down and take that liquidity, right? We'll see it. So that's a candle of interest for me. So that candle took out the liquidity. So I have a very strong feeling that we are going to come back very shortly. I'll have a look in a second, crypto watchdog. But I have a very strong feeling we're going to come back into this 4-hour candle. My stop loss is going to be just below that because we already taken this lows out. You can see it went below. So a relatively tight stop loss, and yeah, I'm probably going to go for all-time high again. So that's a 1, 2, 3. That's a Pepe trade that you can probably set your alarms now, and even just set your but I'm going to set my limits right after this call. But But yeah, so that's one of them. And then TAO, I just wanted to, actually TAO we just talked about. I don't know why it's there. It was up here. But yeah, TAO still got room. We always talk about it. I think it's one of the pairs that I think is really going to melt faces this year. It has done already this beautiful harmonic, so now it's kind of stopped at a 796. So that's a butterfly. So it's past the 786, and I'm going to do a tutorial on harmonics if people are interested. But basically, this will be yeah. So if it was a butterfly, it would stop right here. Right, so very close to where we are, 127 to 14. That will be a butterfly, but I think we're going to go actually in a crab. So I've got my TP area set at around 1,000, and that's where I'll look at scale out some of my BTC that I've got currently sitting in TAO. Some of the requests that I got was MUMU. Now, disclose, I don't know any about this, aside from Falcon. I don't know any about this, so I just go by the charts. So don't be upset if I say something that you don't like. I just go by the charts. So I like to always go high time frame. MUMU, I think it's called the bull. First thing I notice is this trend line. Now this is retail 101. Do I like it? Absolutely not. I think we're going to come and break it and take money. So it doesn't mean that we're going to do it now. Like, we can still go up, you know, and chop a bit, but eventually that liquidity is going to get taken. So if you are going to look at entering MUMU, I will probably wait until this trend line is broken, and then just enter somewhere around here. Look, it might do it here, it might do it here, but keep an eye out. It doesn't mean that you can't still capitalize on a move. Like, you can still go up, you know, what is that, 100%. But I like to take what's called a high probability trade, and a high probability trade is for the market to come and take the money. Hence why I use a little magnet there. So MUMU, yeah, nice chart, bullish. You know, we're doing higher lows, higher highs, but I'll probably just wait personally. WAGMI, this is, I don't know, this is not much to say about this chart. It's bullish. You know, it's just obviously come down, hide all the indicators, right? Like, we came down all the way. We did make a lower low on the weekly. On the daily, we are starting to make some serious higher highs. That was probably the bottom right there. You can see once they start making this double bottom, breaker structure was right here. And then we came down, retested it, and now we're making high highs. Like, this is a chart that I would not enter right now. I think it's just, yeah, unless you're in it. Like, I think I forgot who asked. I think it was Crypto Watchdog that asked. But unless you're in it, I wouldn't enter this chart right now. It's just asking for trouble. Again, liquidity line, you can see, like, obviously from up here to down here. What is it going to do? Is it going to take it now, or is it going to bounce off? Like, there's a chance that it might bounce off, and if it does come down to my red arrow, right, then yeah, sure, 50%, 618. Happy to take it and happy to go high. I've got a 618 here as a target. But what happens if it does take it? Yeah, I mean, this thing can go high and keep going. So some trades you just got to let it go, and you can't be in all trades. And you know, this will be one that personally I wouldn't enter now. I feel like it will just be chasing. Like, even if you enter here, you're entering at 3/4 of an all-time high. So yeah, good. Hopefully you got a low entry. That's all I say. FLUX, yeah, balls deep. You're well, awesome. Hopefully you got a good entry. And you got to make it. You definitely WAGMI if you got a good entry, because this thing just ran hard. Like, whew, look at that. Yeah. FLUX. FLUX, again, I know nothing about. What are we looking at? We're looking on a weekly. Nice chart. I like when I see a bottom out chart like this. That's why it's so important to look at higher time frame. It really puts things into perspective. Like, for weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is that, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, it was just consolidating, just doing nothing, boring. But really, it was doing something. It was accumulating liquidity, and then just explodes up. So charts like this I like a lot, especially pay attention when these kind of, you know, breaker structures start happening. And we came back down though, but just as quickly as we came back down, we actually now exploding up in this chart, and We took out these equal highs, which I think by now, if you're on these calls with me, you can see them. Like, that's just liquidity. That's not bouncing points. That's just, you know, asking for the market to come and take my money. Took that out, and now we're just running up. You know, we're just running up, and yeah, that's right. Wyckoff is quite advanced for many, so I don't often talk about Wyckoff. But if you want to talk about Wyckoff, and if anyone interested in talking about Wyckoff accumulations and patterns, I'm happy to nerd out with you guys and girls. But yeah, back to the chart, to Flux. What's next? Well, next is this, obviously, again, equal highs. You can see up here. So I think we're going to go and take it. Again, are we going to bounce for a bit and go down, or are we going to go up? I don't know. But same thing as the previous one, WAGMI. Unless you're in it from somewhere down here, don't risk it. You know, market could reverse at any moment. Market could do just as much as this move. We could actually just drop down here and then just go back higher. So preserve your capital. Entries are important. Just know where you are. You're not going to catch them all. So yeah, Flux, good if you enter down here. And then was another one which is called AITECH. This chart is nice. Again, the structure held beautifully on the daily. You can see came out of this really nice long accumulation again. Hasn't run too much yet, so this one still has room to move. I feel like this was probably a good entry somewhere here in the entry of this candle. Like, best interest would have been on here, of course, but this would have been a good entry at $12.09. Again, now probably be chasing, but if you do see another impulse of this thing just going up and then going back down and doing these ones, you can DCA on the way up if you feel like it. This chart does have a much higher all-time high. I don't know nothing about the project, so I don't even know if the tokens are all out or not. I just did a quick charting for you, but then again, this is probably the target up here around the, what is that, 23 cents. Oh, they have data centers. Awesome. Yeah. Let's have a quick look at Ape. Yes. Now, disclosure, you probably see it from my PFP, I am a mutant, and I am a mutant because I believe in Yuga and I believe they'll make it. $4 billion valuation company. It's just says enough, right? And they did some wrong shit. Like they just messed up along the way. But to be a CEO of Yuga and still be showing up every day and be working, you know, you could have retired yourself and your family long time ago. Instead, you know, they're still here, just launching Ape Chain. They just passed $100 million in TVL 2 days ago in Ape Chain, which is huge, massive. I don't know if you all follow, but NFTs, basically punks ran last week and then Bored Apes and then Kennel. Now, I don't want to be stuck with NFTs. I actually sold my Kennel Club on this pump, full disclosure. But yeah, now Ape, where do I see it? In all honesty, this is gonna be a take that people are gonna either love or hate. This is where I think Ape is gonna come back to. And the reason is, there's a few reasons. One of them is the gaming narrative. Obviously, we all know it's hot. These guys already have a partnership, huge partnership. We know that they already have all the infrastructure. This is the comeback story that is going to really piss off people, I think. You know, you can see this really big trend line. He launches at the wrong time. Yeah, okay. It just, the trend line is broken. This thing is, obviously, this was all venture capitalist money taking profit, as they do. Like you say in Crypto Watchdog, ICP, very similar. Big explosion up, venture capitalist just cashing out, chart dumps. But now, this is on a weekly, mind you. So now that we're breaking this structure, now that we really, you know, this was the big push up. And when we got to $1.50, I don't know if you remember on the timeline, people saying, oh, it's done. That was just a fake pump. So boom, we come back down 80 cents. Sure, correction. Now we're back up $2 plus $2. Like 2 weeks ago, people said that XRP was broken. People said that XRP was never going to go past $1. people like to FUD, but the reason why I personally like to study companies is it takes the emotion side out of it, and you learn how to see people with the right evaluation. Like, you cannot bet against your gut. There's a reason why people say that, and sure, a lot of it is pump my bags kind of attitude, but really it's a $4 billion evaluating company that has the number one, arguably, in fact, owns all the number one profile pictures. But Bored Ape, come on, like, doesn't matter, you know, when and if NFTs are going to come back, it's still going to be an icon. So this is where I think we're going to go back to Ape. I think our target is going to be between $11 and $18, somewhere in there. We are, I think, eventually going to crack the $6-7, which is this. You can all see it. Equal highs. I think we're going to crack it. Obviously in this cycle. So that's my number one target. And after that, we'll just make our way up. Sometimes between the 6 and 12. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, easy, no worries. Let's have a look at Brett. Every time I read it, every time I say this thing out loud, it just makes me laugh. There's for those of you that don't know, I'm actually a sommelier in real life as well. So, and there's a faulty wine called Brettanomyces, which smells like wet Band-Aid. Every time I see Brett, I'm like, ugh, wet Band-Aid, ugh. Let's have a look at Brett on the 4 hour, at the wet Band-Aid. Alright, so beautiful. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. So this is the type of accumulation we like to see. Broke out, so impulse up. One way you can do it, but this is also how a lot of the retail traders does tend to trade. So just be mindful of that. We don't want to trade like they teach you on YouTube, because you become X liquidity. But sometimes it works to do this kind of moves. This is called a measure move. So if I move, arguably it could be this, to be honest. So let's do that. Let's correct that. It might have already happened. So that's the same measure move. Yep, literally to the T. Yeah, I mean, it's, where is it at now? Move drawings. It's good level. I don't personally like the middle of the move. Like here, it could go either way. We tapped the 5618 area. Doesn't really know what it's doing here. It's kind of like, yeah, maybe we'll push up higher. But there's like this candle here, these two candles here. There could be a big selling pressure. So right there. So I'll probably look out for those if you're on a leverage trade kind of thing. Just, yeah, be mindful of that. Like you could see some sort of pressure there, and then maybe another push up. So that's a possible scenario right there. Or it could just literally just blast through. I don't see it happening, to be honest. What's the volume looking like? Yes, there's some volume. So look at the daily. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the move has already happened. Like you would have bought down here if you wanted to. A good entry, like, unless you're a sniper, right? Like you see, and this is good for everyone on the chat here, or sorry, on the live here. So if you're looking at this area as accumulation, right? So this is boring sideways moving. So you see that, and then you see this basically one candle, the break structure, right? Okay, so from that one candle, you could have scaled down in the 4 hour and just use that one last push down, literally right there. This is our fun entries, literally live with you. I would have done boom. Okay, well that's a nice push down before a big move up. So I like that candle, and that would have been my entry right there, like something like this. Where is it? There, right? But can't be everywhere, can't be them all. Where is it at now? I don't know. I'll probably wait, to be honest, wait for some structure to form a little bit. Yeah, there's not a lot to go by. There's just the one big engulfing up. And actually, now that I look at it on the 4 hour as well, this is, yeah, I don't like this at all. This 4 hour candle up here, it's a big candle up before a large move down. So yeah, just be wary of this. This could go up and down easily. ICP, oh gosh, I love ICP. It's making me nice gains. Let's have a look at ICP together. This was the call that we had on our Discord. It pays to pay attention. So where are we at? So we are at, I'll just hide that. It's there. We are a good in good profit with ICP, but again, let's have a look at what ICP did. This is good for anyone that was asking for APE. This is how ICP started. If you hear life cycle, it started at 378 bucks, which is nuts, right? And then venture capitalist or early investor just took profit and it just dumped, and has been dumping since, what is that, 22 years almost, like 2022 to 2024. Now showing back. The project's not broken. The project has a working product. Yeah, like, yeah, FTX screwed them. FTX screwed everyone really, but now they are one of the forefront of AI. They have a working LLM, so learning language model. They have a working product to showcase, and yeah, again, like once you start seeing the pattern, right? Like we talk about it. What do you see? Like, do you guys all see this long, boring, sideways move? Like we're on the 3 days here, right? Each candle's 3 days, but you can see like all this time you could have bought ICP at $7, but is it exciting? No, right? Yeah, it was just, yeah, that's right. And these on literally what I'm talking about right there in that comment. People get bored. People get bored of sideways move. Like, oh, it's not doing me a 10x. I just gotta exit. You know, it's not doing anything. There's a beautiful say from Mr. Warren Buffett, the most successful investor of all time, that says, wealth is nothing else but the transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. Right? If you have the art of patience, you will make money, because most people do not know how to wait along here. This is, what is that, from 5th of July 2024 to now. So is that 4, 5, 6 months of just nothing, sideways move? Like, think about XRP. People like to mock people that invested in XRP. Oh, 2 years later you're breaking even. Yeah, but guess what? Where are we at now? Where are we going? Patience pays, right? There's a reason why we say that. And if you're asking about targets for ICP, look, immediate targets, obviously there's no reason for me why we shouldn't go back to $21. Like we are at 14 now, so that's solid. But I'll probably targeting even this kind of candle up here, like this candle I like. So 27 to 36 on the weekly. And I also am not against this last big push up on the weekly before a major drop down, which would take us back to $72 to $79. So that would be my targets. And obviously you can take profits along the way, right? Like there's nothing wrong with taking profits. You know, you can take profit there. It's 58. I'm invested in ICP, and just not for me, but also for my family. So yeah, but I'm in no hurry. Like I'm literally in no hurry, and you can see volume is coming back up, which is good. Like we want volume. So that's where I am at with ICP. Nice entry down there. We literally sniped, not the bottom, because the bottom was here at $3. But yeah, Is it worth buying back in now? Well, I can't tell you to buy. I can't tell you when to sell. I can tell you what I think it's going to get up to. You have to be wary of, is that other projects that can yield me perhaps better returns at this stage. You know, like I'm talking best case scenarios here, 77. Like I don't see ICP going back, you know, up here. Like it could, if it goes back to into this candle, which is a daily candle, which is possible. Like you never know in crypto, right? Like all it takes is one partnership. If Nvidia comes tomorrow and say, you know, we buy in ICP or something, like this thing just flies up into the 100. That's a 10x from here, but you just don't know it. So it's all up to you. Yeah. I can't unfortunately give you any financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor, and trading is risky. We look to AUD, such a weak currency. Yeah, did you see today GDP? Yeah, AUD doesn't recover when we need to cash out. Like, I actually trade Forex as my #1 pair, like on my funded account. So I, believe it or not, crypto is like my second gig. Yeah, man, Forex is a scam. Well, you know, all currencies are just coming down. Some faster than others, but everything's just going down. It's Australia is just sitting tough at the moment with all the regulations and, you know, handcuffs, golden handcuffs that we've been presented on a plate. I'm not going to go politics because I know that it's not what people want, and we all have different opinions. But yeah, certainly interesting where we're going to be in the next few years. But yeah, that's kind of a wrap up for me tonight. So probably just in the very short term, I say keep an eye on Pepe. I do like this entry if it does eventuate right there. Looks like it might actually push up already, but we'll see. I think I didn't leave anything out. Just going through the chat now. Covered Ape. We did MUMU. Yeah, we did Flux, AITECH, WAGMIGAMES, Goat. Let's have a look. It's so funny. You have to go to your accounts and say, look, I'm invested with MUMU the Bull and Goat. I'd be like, what? All right. Yes, XMR. Yep. Do you remember that we talked about it? I think someone in the chat, I'll actually just quickly have a look at that too. Someone in the chat asked me, what do you think of XMR? I said bullish, and boom, this is what happens. This is what happens. It never came back to my area. I had a monthly candle that I wanted to use because I saw this liquidity. Doesn't mean that it won't come up. You know, you could very much go up and take this up now and then go back down. But yeah, it cooked. It was at 150 for most of last year. Again, boring. Like, hasn't done anything. Just range for a year. People get bored. Yeah, Pepe makes sense on Robinhood. All the XRP liquidity. Yeah. Let's have a look at Goat. Yeah, nice. I don't know if this is the best chart to look at it, because when you go into exchanges, sometimes they're very late to the party. So which chart is best to look at? Is that Gate.io maybe? Is one of the first ones. Usually they're pretty early. Yeah, they have a little bit more data, but not much. So I'll just look at that. But well, I mean, it's a bullish chart. There's there's nothing there to say, oh yeah, we're bearish. Like, we're taking out liquidity, which is nice. Now, can we go back down a little bit more? Maybe. I would do low to high. We missed the 76 by a smidge. We're now entering this. We're taking out this, obviously more liquidity down here, which is nice. So we clean some orders, which is good. Means now it's probably ready to send. Yeah, I like this. I actually think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Greeny might have called it today. Potentially. Maybe. Yes, there you go. Yep. yeah, it's probably seeing what I'm seeing, which is, you know, liquidity taken, 7S6 almost cleared out. This will be the reason why I would take it personally. Like I see obviously liquidity being taken out, major fib level. We see a little bit of accumulation if you go into the 1 hour. We see this. Once I see this taken out, I'll probably enter now. Like if I didn't see, I would have entered like in this breaker structure right here. What's going on with my drawings? Like right there. That would have been a nice nice clean breaker structure. In my offer is still another entry. Like I like this order block that's pushing us down. This candle shape here, doji, not even a doji actually. This is basically, yeah, just a hammer. Indecision. So we might revisit that area potentially and just take this entry. Not against that at all. It's bullish chart. You know, equal highs there as a first immediate target on the 1 hour, something like that. If it does go back, I'm not going to chase it now. It's already up, you know, a little bit. So yeah, looks like a good chart. Looks like it's bullish. It's pushing. I mean, the only thing I'll probably flag, just maybe in some OCD, is those equal lows there. I do see them. So if I was to, I'll probably do a split order here, like one order there and one down here. Just have another order ready just in case. Something like this. That way you basically edging, right? Like if it stops you out at one, at least you have another order there. And yeah, that's kind of what I see. Got to bounce. Big Max, a pleasure. Yeah, unless there's any other questions or any other charts to run through, yeah, I think we've covered a bit tonight. So hopefully you found it a little insightful, and we can start seeing the market with a couple of different eyes from an investor or from a trader. No worries. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Easy done. Right, I'm going to stop the recording, and thank you everyone for coming in tonight. I appreciate from tuning in from all around the world, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.